In this video, I'll demonstrate how to connect a float switch to a 380-volt three-phase automatic control box. Warning: make sure to turn off or disconnect the power source before connecting a float switch or water level probes to the automatic control box. Let's begin by removing the screw from the fold-open cover of the control box. Next, we can open the fold-open cover to show the terminal connectors for the float switch or water level probes on the right side. There are a total of 6 terminal connection positions. The first 3 connection positions are marked common 1, lower 2, upper 3, and the second 3 positions are marked common for lower 5 and upper 6. The first 3 positions are all bridged out. You will only use the first 3 positions. If you want to have water level probes checking that the water source levels are above the wet end, and at the same time be using a float switch to control the pump according to the water in the destination tank. If you only want to control the water in the destination tank, to turn the pump on and off using a float switch, we will use the positions marked common for lower 5 and upper 6. Make sure that about 30 millimeters of the outer insulation is removed from the float switch wire. Our float switches have 3 wires: a black common wire, a blue normally closed wire, and a brown normally open wire when the float is hanging down. When using the float switch to turn off the pump, when the tank is full, we will use the black common wire and the brown normally open wire. We can cut off the blue wire to use as a bridge and then insulate the end of the blue wire if needed. Let's begin by inserting the black common wire into the float switch terminal connector at the position marked COM4 and fasten the screw. Let's take the piece of blue wire that we cut as a bridge and remove the insulation from both ends. Now we can go ahead and insert one end of the blue wire into the terminal connector marked lower 5 and the other end at the same time into the terminal connector at the position marked upper 6. Then fasten the screw at position 5. Finally, we can take the brown normally open wire and also insert it into the terminal connector at the position marked upper 6 together with the blue wire. Now we can fasten the screw at position upper 6. We are connecting this float switch to turn off the pump as soon as the tank is full of water, and then automatically turn on the pump again when the water in the tank drops enough to cause the float switch to hang. We need to set the dip switches at the bottom right of the control box circuit board, both to the off position. Both switches will be switched to the down position, if not already there. Now we can close the fold open cover of the control box and fasten the screw. We can now turn on the power to the control box. It is very important to note that if the control box is in manual mode, it will ignore the float switch and only switch the pump on and off when the run or stop buttons are pushed. We can see that this control box is currently in manual mode. It can be switched to auto mode by pressing the blue mode button once. The auto indicator will be displayed at the bottom right of the control box screen. In auto mode, the control box will switch according to the position of the float switch. If the float switch is floating in the up position, the pump will be switched off and the full indicator will be displayed on the screen. When the water level in the tank begins to drop and the float switch hangs in the down position, the pump will be switched on and the run indicator will flash on the lower left of the controller display. When the tank is full again and the float switch is floating up, the pump will be turned off. The connection of the float switch is now complete.